What's going on, guys? Jaxx the Bearded Hiker here. So we're about to throw down on some Carne Guisada. We're going to be doing it on the Kudu grill. I'm going to show you how we do it. So I just want to throw this out there right now. You don't have to do this on a Kudu grill or any grill for that matter. You can certainly do it on your stove as well. All right, guys, let's get this party started here. This recipe starts off with a Ziploc bag. I'm using a gallon Ziploc bag with about a half a cup of flour in there. We're going to be seasoning this flour up really quick. I'll tell you what's in here. Some pepper and some adobo seasoning, so we'll just throw that in there. Now the adobo seasoning is made by Goya, this stuff right here, and I'm gonna leave a ingredient list in the description. So anyway, we got some of that pepper, flour, and adobo seasoning. In here I have about 2 pounds, not about, I do have 2 pounds of cubed up stew meat is what I like to call it. And I've already pre-chopped this. They're about 1-inch cubes. All right, we're just going to add all this meat to this bag, and then we're going to shake it up, just like shake and bake. Not the meth type shake and bake. Y'all might want to Google that if you've never heard of shake and bake. All right, we're just going to give this a shake about, make sure all this meat is coated. We got our grill heating up. We'll show you what's up next. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of oil to our plancha pan here. We'll let that oil heat up a minute before we dump in our meat. All right, I think we're hot, so yeah, we got some sizzle going. So I'm just dumping this whole bag in here at one time because this is a pretty big plancha pan. If you were doing this on the stove and had a smaller pan, you might want to fry it up in batches or whatever. All right, we're gonna get this nice and browned up. We'll show you what it's like when it's done. This stuff is so good, guys. All right, if you guys have never had Carne Guisada before, you are missing out. If you don't know what Carne Guisada is, it's basically like a stew. All right, we've removed all of our meat. It's nice and browned up, and I add a little bit more oil. We're gonna leave that, what's in there. I didn't dump any of that oil out or whatever. I just left it in there. There's not a whole lot in there. All right, 1 green bell pepper, 1 onion. We got some garlic here, but we're gonna wait and put that in a few minutes. So we're gonna saute these vegetables up until they get softened a little bit. Probably take about three minutes or so. All right, we're gonna go, it's been about 2.5, 3 minutes, somewhere thereabouts. We're gonna add our garlic. All right, so we're just gonna saute this up, I don't know, maybe just a couple of more minutes. We don't wanna burn our garlic. All right, so that's been another couple of minutes. Now we're going to go in with some tomato sauce. I happen to be using the Patio brand tomato sauce, but you could use regular tomato sauce brand if you want. It doesn't matter. The Patio is just like a spicier tomato sauce. It's yellow can. It's got a duck on it. Now we're going to go in with some white vinegar. That's 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Again, guys, I'm going to leave the ingredients and the amounts in the description so you don't have to be freaking out right now. 2 tablespoons of Sofrito or Sofrito. I'll show you what that can looks like. All right, that's what it looks like right there. 2 tablespoons of that. All right, we're throwing 2 bay leaves, some freshly ground oregano. I say freshly ground, it's not freshly ground. Add in 2 cups of water. Give that a stir. Let's put this down on the heat a little bit. All right, so we're going to add in a bouillon cube. This is actually 2 bouillon cubes in one. So for every 1 cup of water, you're going to add in 1 bouillon cube. So this is 2 cups of water. So we'll just let that melt down a little bit. All right, next up, we're gonna add some of this, a packet of this. This is Sazon Goya, Coriander, and Annatto flavor. I'm just gonna add the whole packet to this party here. Well, that's melting now. That bouillon's melted down pretty good. We're just waiting for that to melt down, and then we're gonna add our meat into here. All right, in goes our meat, along with any juices that have accumulated. All right, so we have been going exactly 1 hour. So what we did, let's just recap. when we put all that stuff in there and got ready to put it on the fire and got it going, we brought it up to a, we brought it up to a boil, then we reduced it to a simmer. So we've been simmering for 1 hour. Now we're going in with 1.5 pounds of potatoes cut into about 1-inch little doohickeys. And we also have 1 pound of carrots. So we're gonna add those in there. All right, now, decision time. If you wanna do this, I normally do that. I'm gonna sprinkle again, just a little bit of this, more of this all-purpose adobo seasoning. So we're just gonna go like that. Boom, right there, that's it. And then of course, if you feel like you need to add some salt or whatever, that stuff is very salty. Not very salty, but it's salty. Okay, so we're gonna stir this about, and then we're gonna keep simmering until, you know, our potatoes and carrots are done and our meat is tender. I tasted the meat a minute ago. It's tender, but not tender like I want it. So I figure about another hour, we should be good to go. All right, we'll see y'all in about, I don't know, an hour or so. All right, so we've been simmering this for about another hour and a half. I'm gonna bring it over here so we can finish this off. All right, so now, last step, we're gonna add in about 1/3 cup of olives and about a tablespoon of capers. Stirring that in. Now, I know that there's some people out there right now probably clicking off or saying, oh, you lost me at capers and olives. Or maybe I lost you before that. And that's fine. This is my version of Carne Guisada. All right, let's give this stuff a taste. All right, so I'm gonna go in with potato. I'm gonna just like get all three. And again, this is kind of gonna be a little fake here because I've tasted it, you know, 11 times. And what I would say is, if you need to add, when you're cooking this, whether it's on the stove or like I just did in the plancha pan on the kudu grill, you may need to add some liquid. You may need to test it for salt, pepper, or something like that. So if you need to do that, do that. But here we go. All right, guys. This is what I'm going to say about this. Carne Guisada is full of flavor. The capers, which I'm sure a lot of you out there are not, a lot of people aren't into capers. They're salty, they're briny. Olives, a little bit more salty brininess, but it kind of just pulls all of this together. It's great without olives or capers. So if you don't want, if you're that, you know, against it, don't put it in there. So serve this over rice. What I like to do is I just like, it's so thick, I like to just put it in my plate and make some homemade tortillas. I'm talking too much. Carne Guisada on the kudu grill or on your stove. Do it.